Hey everyone, how's it going today? Coach Alvarez here, back at you with another episode, Coffee with Coach. Hope you're up doing well, got the mind in the right place. If not, as always, let's put it in the right place, especially after today, after what I just, actually I listened to this a little bit yesterday, and then some more of it today. I listen to so much content, it becomes a little overwhelming sometimes. So sometimes like when I'm out, like yesterday I was out running and I normally don't stop, but when I heard this, I actually stopped during my run and I went to my notes on my phone and I jotted down what I heard, because sometimes I have to do that because there's so many good things that I listen to, that I gotta take notes. Like I gotta go to my notepad in my phone and then like jot it down so that I don't forget, so that I can bring it back later and share it with people, share it with you guys and whatever. So anyways, I'm listening to, again, some more investment stuff, and it's not really about investing, it's about mindset. And what I loved about it is like, it's just like Jiu Jitsu. Like some people think when they come into Jiu Jitsu, like it's just about the techniques, right? Like the physical part of it, like learning how to submit their opponent or defend themselves or whatever. And it is, but it's more so of the mindset thing. And actually, I was talking to one of my students last night in the locker room because they were sharing with me the Art of War, Sun Tzu, the book, and a lot of that is just strategic, just mindset. You know what I mean? Like on the battlefield from a long, long time ago, and it's just the way it is, right? Like Jiu-Jitsu is a very physical martial art, but it's also, to me, more of a mindset. When you get into certain positions, where is your mind going? What is your thought process in these positions that you're in, whether they're good or they're bad? And obviously with this investment stuff I'm listening to, they brought this lady on this podcast, and they're not really talking about the investment portion of it. They're really talking about mindset. So it just all relates. Like everything just goes together. Like everything you do in life has to do with your belief system, which is the title of this episode, which is where I got it from, is your belief system is your operating system. Like I'm looking at my Mac computer here, and you got your iPhones, and everything has an operating system, computers and stuff like that, and we do too. And the way we operate is the way we believe, what we think about ourselves. In doing jiu-jitsu for as many years as I've been doing it, I just really got into, I have no choice but to get into people, like their habits of the way they think and the way they do things. And I never really thought about that when I first got into jiu-jitsu. It was really like, well, I just want to teach jiu-jitsu to students, and I want to share with students what I learned, these techniques and stuff like that. I also know that like what it can do for you, like mentally and physically and that kind of thing. But I never really thought about like how in depth this thing can go, as far as like pulling out of people, like how they think about themselves, what they believe. And what I love about this is this lady, she's talking and she's like, belief is a choice. We're not born, we're born the way we look, right? Like height, like I'm only gonna be this height. Like I'm not gonna grow anymore. Like in the way I look, my physical features and stuff like that, those are born things. But the way we believe about ourselves is not a permanent thing. Now she's talking about, obviously you have, by your surroundings and where you grew up and who you grew up around, has a lot to do with the way you believe in certain things, right? Like your parents and stuff like that. And I kind of brought this up in yesterday's episode, where her mom raised her to think like everything is figure outable. Okay, that's the phrase. Like just figure it out. Everything can be figured out. Everything has a solution. Everything can be solved. Figure it out. Everything is figure outable. That's her belief system. Like this is what her mom instilled in her. Versus like some other people, like it's never gonna work. Why bother? Like like everything is gonna fail. And I used to have a friend like that, where like it didn't matter what you said. It was like, and there's not just one friend. There's multiple people There's always a debate. Like it's like you have a positive thing that you're trying to say or do, and then someone's going to shoot it down with some negative belief because that is them. That is their system. Their operating system is like, that's not going to work. That I can't do that, and you can't do it either, or that's too hard, or it's just not going to work because that's just the way they're programmed. Their operating system is just negative. And I have students like that. Like I have people on my mat where I'm trying to reprogram their operating belief system, because when I get to know them better, it's come to find out like they don't have a lot of belief and self-confidence in themselves. And when you do jiu-jitsu, it shows, because like I'll give you an example. We got new students coming all the time, right? And we got a new student, and she's very, very aggressive, and she's very like it's her personality, right? And I got guys like that, like they don't really say much, but they're very aggressive. Like they're just trying to impose their dominance, right? And they just believe in their skill set. Like they're gonna come in and they're gonna try and smash you. And then you have the other students where like their belief system isn't all that good. It's negative. I'm not that good. I'm, whatever their thought process is, their belief system is, and it shows because they get beat up, like they get smashed. They just, before the round even starts, before they even shake hands, you just have a great idea. You already know like kind of what the outcome's going to be, because that individual just never really talks good about themselves. So it's always going to show. Those things will, like, that's the beauty about jiu-jitsu, is like it shows you your true self, and it shows other people your true self. Like you can like through the cell phones here and through Instagram and Facebook, and like you can front. At least that's the word we used back in the day. Like when I was coming up, like you was just fronting. Like, there's a song called out by MC Breed out of Flint. Like there's no future in your fronting. Like you can front all day on social media and fake the funk, like act like something that you're not. But when you do jiu-jitsu, it shows you everything about yourself, and it shows everything else. It shows everyone else around you who you really are inside. And so it'll let people know, like, hey, yeah, this person has like good self-confidence. Like the way they train, the way they try to do things, they have a good belief system, operating system, that they can do this thing. And then you have other students, other people, when they come in and they're training, from the jump, it's just horrible. Because why? Because it's the way they program themselves, or maybe someone else programmed them throughout their years of growing up. And what I like about what she said is like, you really don't have a lot of control over that when you're a kid, But once you become an adult and you're around other people and certain things, and you're out in the world now, and you're away from maybe some parents or some siblings or some family members that kind of like programmed you, like because they were negative and it's never going to work, and their life is the way it is, and you kind of believe like I guess that's the way life is going to be. She says, you have an obligation and a duty to change that belief system, because belief is a choice. You can either decide, like choose to stay this way, or simply just choose to change. And what I love about it is this guy that's on the podcast, he's like, well, I read your book. And when I read this book and I read your chapter on like belief and choice and this kind of thing, like it just kind of changed my mind on the way I thought. And that's what we're talking about here. And that's what I'm trying to get through to a lot of students, is when they come in, I get to know them. They just don't have a lot of good self-esteem. And that's what jiu-jitsu through the process is supposed to help you with, like learning how to defend yourself, and like, hey, I can take care of myself. I can defend myself. Bigger opponent. Like yesterday, I had a student roll with a bigger opponent, teammate, and he got smashed. And he, after the round was over, he was like, I'm not rolling him again. He's like, no disrespect, but I'm not basically not putting myself in that position no more. And I'm like, well, you have to, and you're going to, and I'm going to help you with the correct way to handle a much bigger opponent. And me being the size that I've always been, and I've been training jiu-jitsu for so long, I know how to handle bigger opponents through jiu-jitsu. So I can help you with rolling with an individual like that. And that's what we did. We helped him, and we kind of explained to him, like, hey, when you come across someone that much bigger than you, this is how you play the game against them. And so they went back with him a second time, and it was a little better, not much better, because it was like, we need to work on some things still. But either way, after class, we still answered some more questions, and we got some things like, we changed his operating system, his belief system, and like, I'm never doing that again. I can't do it, to like, yeah, I will do it, and I need to do it, and I need to figure it out, and I need to get better at that. And so I can have more confidence when I see a certain individual that size, that I can handle that person, versus the other way is like, I mean, it was instant shutdown. Not doing that again. Don't put me with him. Blah, blah. He didn't get hurt or nothing like that. He just got smashed. He just had the wrong game plan and implemented the wrong game plan. And it just wasn't working for him, you know. And so we were explaining to him, when you roll with someone this size, you can't do this, you can't do that. We need to do this, we need to do that. And so he has a better understanding of how to roll with an individual like that. So anyways, we can change those things. We can change the way you believe in yourself and what you can do, your capabilities. You know, there's certain things we just can't do. Like, again, I gave that reference, like, you know, as much as I would like to believe I can play basketball and dunk a ball like LeBron James, I'm not LeBron James. I'm never going to be that big and have that athleticism and that type of talent and whatever. But in my own right, in my own body, in my own way, I have a very good skill set, and I'm good at what I do. And everyone can be that way. It's just, how do you think about yourself? So belief is a choice. You know, it will either hurt you or help you. Again, it's very painful to watch certain students just, not just watch, but to listen to people talk about the way they talk about themselves. Like, it's like, man, like what kind of childhood did you, it must have been rough, or the parents or the people around you must have just been really just, you know, not bad people, but just poor mindset, you know, because that's what a lot of adults, people in their 30s and 40s, I mean, and even 20s, but it's pretty bad when you're still in your 30s and 40s and you still have like a low self-esteem and low belief system. You're just not reading the right books. You're just not listening to the right things, or being around the right people. And some people, I get it, just don't want to change, because I create friction with a lot of people. Now, I don't create friction. Friction happens because I'm just really positive. Like, you can do it, you can change. You know, everyone has a beast inside of them, and the other person is like, no, I'm born this way, and you're not born that way. You can change, you can fix that. And I try to help people, and so we're always bumping heads. There's certain people that I'm always bumping heads with. And it just becomes tiresome, to where it's like, you know, you can lead a horse to water kind of thing, and you can't make them drink. You know, it's just, you know, my dogs do that. We take them for a walk, and it's hot outside. They come in and they're panting, and I give them fresh water, and they won't drink it. And I'm like, dude, just drink the water, dude. And you stop with the panting stuff, but they won't drink the water. They'll come back like a half hour later and drink the water, and then they'll drink the whole bowl. And I'm like, if you just would have did that when I brought you in the house, like, you wouldn't have laid there on the tile looking like that. Anyways, so you can change. It's not a permanent thing. Your belief system is your operating system. So like, and that's where I get again a lot of because a lot of people just aren't like me, and there are a lot of people are like, I've attached myself to a lot of people that are like me or better than me with the way I think, and that's where the arrogant, the conceitedness, the whatever the words people use towards me, it's just what it is. Like, I'm not going to put myself down. I'm not going to talk bad about myself when I make mistakes. I'm like, yeah, that sucks, but I'm not going to just tear myself apart to where like I'm worthless and I think of myself that way. I'm just not going to do it, because I know I can fix things. I know I can figure it out. Like this lady's talking about, let's figure out about it. Like, hey, that sucks. You know, just got to do better on the next one. And I got to help students with that when they lose tournaments. You know, I got a student recently, he just wanted to he just didn't come back for like a week and a half, because he lost 2 tournaments in a row. His belief system was corrupted. His belief system had a virus in it. Like, he just was before the tournament, his belief system and his mindset was really good, strong, and then he lost those 2 tournaments back to back, and it wasn't the same, and so we had to reprogram him, and now he's back, and it's good, and we need to move forward. So that's what it's about. So anyways, good stuff today. I wanted to share that with you guys because I think more people need to hear stuff like this, and they really need to change, because you can change. Like today, right now, just change. Just get different things around you, and listen to different things, and read different things, and put yourself around different people. Get away from the people that are like the naysayers. You can't do it, and they're always negative no matter what we talk about that's good. Like today, the sun it's a beautiful day outside. To someone else, it's raining. And it's cloudy, and that sucks. So, all right, guys, got to get up to the school. Catch you guys on the next one. We'll see you.